Imagine this. It's late at night. The only sounds in a dimly lit parking garage are the quiet clicks of a socket wrench. 22-year-old Deon Hayes is doing what he loves, working on his car. He's a night shift mechanic, and this old sedan is his pride and joy. He's just a kid, recently on his own, trying to make his way. But in a flash, his life is about to be turned upside down by an officer with a history of quick-trigger justice. Officer Clara Vega pulls into the garage, her patrol car's spotlight instantly pinning Deon like a cornered animal. To her, the scene is simple. A figure lurking by a car in the dead of night. She sees the small tool in his hand, and her mind is already made up. Hands on your head. "What are you doing with that tool?" she yells, her voice echoing off the concrete walls. Startled, Deon immediately does what he's told. He drops the wrench and puts his hands up. But as he moves, his heavy electronic car key fob, the kind with a chunky metal keyring, slips from his other hand. It hits the ground with a loud, metallic clatter. For Officer Vega, that sound isn't an accident. It's an excuse. He's reaching for a weapon. "Drop it, now," she screams. But Deon has no time to react. He has no time to even process the command, let alone reach for the keys he just dropped. Before the words have even fully left her mouth, Officer Vega fires her taser. The twin barbs sink into Deon's chest and shoulder. 50,000 volts of electricity seize his body. He convulses, falling backward, his head cracking against a concrete pillar. The violent, uncontrollable spasms dislocate his shoulder. As Deon lies on the ground, screaming in agony, Vega moves in. She kneels on his back, cuffs his hands, and then she begins to construct her lie. She nudges the fallen key fob just a little closer to Deon's outstretched hand, designating it as the weapon he supposedly threatened her with. In her official report, she writes that Deon brandished a dangerous metal object and that she deployed her taser only after he ignored her repeated commands to drop it. Deon, the young mechanic just trying to fix his car, is now facing charges of assault with a deadly weapon and resisting arrest. His word against a police officer's, it seemed like an open and shut case. A decorated officer versus a young man with no one in his corner. But Deon's lawyer, Aisha Khan, saw something that didn't add up. The story was too neat, too convenient. She had a hunch that Officer Vega wasn't reacting to a threat, she was creating one, and Aisha knew exactly where to find the one witness that couldn't lie, the taser itself. You see, modern tasers aren't just tools of force, they're digital record keepers. Every time an officer arms the device, pulls the trigger, and deploys the charge, the taser's internal computer logs it. It creates a precise second-by-second timeline of the event. Aisha subpoenaed that digital log file, and what it revealed was explosive. The data showed that from the moment Officer Vega yelled, "Drop it, now," to the moment she pulled the trigger, only 0.2 seconds had passed, 0.2 of a second. Aisha brought in forensic experts who testified to a simple biological fact. It is physically impossible for the human brain to process an auditory command, decide to act, and then initiate a physical movement in just 0.2 seconds. The average human reaction time to a sound is much, much longer. This wasn't a reaction. It was premeditation. The Taser log proved that Officer Vega had already decided to fire before Deon could have possibly complied or resisted. She shouted the command simply to create a justification for an action she was already taking. The 0.2-second gap was the digital proof of her lie. But Aisha didn't stop there. She dug deeper and found another piece of evidence: a neighbor's garage security system. It didn't have video, but its microphone was on. The audio recording was crystal clear. First, you hear Officer Vega's shout. Then, you hear the distinct, sharp crackle of the taser firing. And only asterisk after asterisk that, do you hear the metallic clatter of Deon's key fob hitting the concrete. This directly contradicted Vega's claim that Deon had picked up the keys asterisk before asterisk she fired. He hadn't even dropped them yet. Finally, the medical evidence sealed the deal. Deon's injuries, the head trauma, and the violently dislocated shoulder were classic signs of a sudden, unbraced fall caused by electroshock. They were not the injuries of someone engaged in a physical struggle. Every piece of evidence pointed to the same conclusion. Deon was a compliant victim, and Officer Vega had fabricated the entire encounter. Faced with the irrefutable data from the Taser's own internal log, the prosecution's case crumbled. The charges against Deon were immediately dismissed. The Taser's metadata, that tiny 0.2-second window, had become the star witness, telling the truth when no human could. The story doesn't end there. Deon's civil suit resulted in a significant settlement to cover his surgery, physical therapy, and the trauma he endured. But more importantly, there was accountability. Officer Vega was fired, and based on the overwhelming digital evidence of her fabricated report, she was charged and convicted of perjury and felony battery. The case sent shockwaves through the city's police department. It forced a major policy change. Now, every single use of force incident involving a taser is subject to a mandatory independent audit of its digital log. Officers can no longer hide behind their version of the story when the technology they carry holds a precise, notable record of the truth. Deon's ordeal, born from a lie in a dark garage, brought a powerful truth into the light, proving that sometimes justice is hidden in the data. Thank you so much for watching. Stories like this show how crucial technology and accountability are in our justice system. If you found this story as compelling as we did, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into cases where the truth is found in the most unexpected places. We'll see you in the next video.